All right, hello everybody. I am Nax. I'll be taking over for the hosting for the next few hours. Up next, we have Berenstain Bears, a very special run for you. And we've actually met the donation incentive for Squeaky reading a book, a Berenstain Bears book, during the run. And if we have time, we even might get two. Maybe I'll even read one. So I hope you guys enjoy Bears.
Yep.
Yeah. I hope I don't misread anything.
I'm Darkfox. I'm running the game. I'm not going to talk anymore. Go for it, Squeaky.
I'm Squeaky.
I'll give you a countdown, and then that's it. Did anyone ever donate towards brother or sister bear? Do I need to pick my own bear?
No one's donated
Okay.
so far. Does chat have a preference?
No, I don't care. I'm picking sister
Okay.
bear.
Just
All
pick
right.
whatever then.
So start the timer in 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so the first book is the Berenstain Bears, and it's called "Who Are You Mocking? At Whom Do You Sneer and Stick Out Your Tongue?" Let's see here. So everyone in Bear Country knew Too Tall Grizzly and his gang were bullies, a teasing, taunting, pushing, shoving, heckling, hassling bunch of bullies. But what everyone did not know was that bullies like them could get bullied themselves. It all came when brother, sister, and Honey Bear paid a visit to Farmer Ben's farm. The three cubs were on their way to help Mrs. Ben pick apples for her special apple pie. Nearing the farm's orchard, they heard voices, angry voices. Peeking around the trunk of an apple tree, they saw the Too Tall gang even, in the middle of an argument. "Get up that tree, Gus," Too Tall yelled to one of the gang. "Throw down some apples to us, that's an order." "But Chief," whined the cub they called Gus, "that tree is really high, and I'm not much of a climber." "Ha ha," taunted the gang. "Gus is scared. Gus is a chicken." They began to flap their arms and cluck like chickens. "Papa! Papa!" they cocked. "Gus is a chicken. Gus is a chicken." Gus was scared, but he didn't want the gang to think he was a chicken, so he gritted his teeth and he began to climb. As brother, sister, and Honey watched, Gus slowly climbed the tree. Shakily, he reached for an apple, but he reached too far and slipped. "Oh no!" gasped sister. Luckily, Gus caught a branch under his knees and dangled upside down. "Help!" he yelled. "Help!" But gang just laughed. "Now Gus is flying like a bird," they cackled and flapped their arms. "Tweet, tweet," they sang. "Gus is a birdie." "Why, those no-good bullies," growled brother as he began to march out to put a stop to things. That's when Mrs. Bairn appeared. She had been hiding inside the hollow trunk of an old apple tree and jumped out to grab Too Tall by the back of his neck. "Gotcha, you varmints," she cried. "Lucky I heard you coming into the orchard and hid myself." "Let go," said Too Tall. "We didn't do nothing." "What about your friend dangling up there?" asked Mrs. Ben. "You call that nothing?" "Oh, don't worry about Gus," said Too Tall. "He has a thick skull. If he falls, he won't be hurt much." "Not as thick as your skull, I'll warrant," snorted Mrs. Ben. "Now, you three young scamps skedaddle up that tree and fetch that poor feller down," ordered Mrs. Ben. They skedaddled. No one crosses Mrs. Ben when her dander was up. As they helped Gus get down, brother, sister, and Honey joined Mrs. Ben. "Why, hello there, cubs," said Mrs. Ben. "I was expecting you. Did you witness all this commotion?" "Yes, we did," said sister. "I never realized that bullies even bully each other sometimes." "Anyone can be the victim of bullying," said Mrs. Ben, "and there hangs a tale, just like this youngin hanging up from that apple tree. Did you cubs ever hear the story of Joseph and his brothers?" The cubs shook their heads. "It's from the Bible," said Mrs. Ben. Too Tall rolled his eyes but stopped when Mrs. Ben caught him. "Long ago, in the Holy Land," began Mrs. Ben, "there lived a man named Jacob. Now, Jacob had 12 sons," Mrs. Ben went on, "but his favorite was his youngest, Joseph. Jacob gave him a special gift, a coat of many colors. This made the other brothers so jealous they plotted against Joseph. They stole his coat and threw him in a pit," said Gus, "his own brothers. The brothers decided to sell Joseph into slavery in the land of Egypt," said Mrs. Ben. "Wow," said Too Tall, impressed. "That's kind of harsh." "Years later," continued Mrs. Ben, "Joseph gained his freedom and met his brothers once again. At first he was very angry with them." "Well, naturally," said Gus. but his brothers were very sorry for what they had done so long ago, said Mrs. Ben, and Joseph forgave them. They all wept and embraced each other. That's nice, said Gus. Now, said Mrs. Ben, do you young scalawags want to be like the brothers of Joseph, picking on one of your own and others? No, ma'am, mumbled the gang, embarrassed. Why, your friend here might have been seriously hurt falling out that tree, exclaimed Mrs. Ben. Is that what you want? Well, no, admitted Too Tall. We wouldn't want Gus to get hurt much. There now, said Mrs. Ben. Lesson learned. Come along with me and have some of my special apple pie. Oh boy, cheered the cubs. And, added Mrs. Ben, we'll have no more of this confounding bullying. Understood? Yes, ma'am, they replied, and they meant it. No one crossed Mrs. Ben when she was offering her special apple pie. Thank you.
Thank you, Squeaky.
Yes.
Okay, I guess we have time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go for it.
I can.
Okay, this is the Berenstain Bears and too much teasing. Brother and Sister Bear agreed about the important things in life. They agreed that Christmas and Halloween were the two best holidays. They agreed that no school was better than school. They agreed that sweet potatoes were better than mashed potatoes. But there were some things they didn't agree on. Brother's favorite colors were red and blue. Sister's favorite colors were pink and more pink. Brother's favorite ice cream flavor was chocolate. Sister's was pistachio. Brother liked spooky movies. Sister hated spooky movies. Something else they didn't agree on was teasing. Brother liked teasing. He did it all the time. He thought it was fun. Sister did not like teasing. She thought it was mean and nasty. Mama talked to Brother about teasing and how it wasn't such a good idea. She talked to Sister about not being so sensitive. Papa thought that too much fuss was being made about it all. Teasing is just a part of life, isn't that right, Ookums Smookums? He said, tickling Mama under the chin. You know, I don't like to be called that, said Mama, nor do I like to be tickled under the chin. Brother Bear found out that both Mama and Papa were right. Teasing wasn't such a good idea, and it was part of life. He found it out in a way he did not enjoy. One day at Bear Country School, something a little unusual happened. Mr. Honeycomb wants to see you in his office, Brother Bear, his teacher said. The class was abuzz. What had Brother done? Why did Mr. Honeycomb, the principal, want to see Brother in his office? Brother Bear was worried, but he needn't have been. Brother Bear, said Mr. Honeycomb, I need a special messenger to carry messages to the different classrooms. Both your marks and your behavior are being excellent. I have chosen you to be my special messenger. Report to me at the start of each school day, and I will give you the messages you are to deliver. You may go back to class now. As you might guess, word about Brother's special job got around fast. Many cubs were a little jealous of Brother, some cubs were a lot jealous. Too Tall Grizzly and his gang were the most jealous. It wasn't long before Brother Bear the Teaser began to get teased. He got teased in class, teased in the schoolyard, teased on the school bus. He didn't like it. He didn't like it one bit. Now you know what it's like to get teased, said Sister. Brother didn't say anything. There wasn't much he could say. All the things that Brother the Teaser had said about teasing were now being said to him. He got so angry, and he was almost going to fight Too Tall and his gang.
Time.
Even though they were bigger than he was. Should I continue?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, let's finish this. But if he did that, he would lose a special job and just be in worse trouble. Oh, he said one morning, I have a stomach ache. I don't think I can go to school today. Perhaps you have the 24-hour virus, said Mama. Sister, will you please get the thermometer? Yes, Mama, said Sister, but I don't think that Brother has the 24-hour virus, or the 48-hour virus, or the 72-hour virus. I think what he has is the teasing virus. Said Mama, taking the thermometer from his mouth. Temperature's normal. Finish your breakfast, cubs. The school bus will be here any minute. As the bus got closer and closer to the school, Brother got more and more worried. He knew exactly what was waiting for him. Too Tall and the gang would tease him in the hall, in the auditorium, in the lunchroom. But he was wrong. He was wrong because something wonderful had happened. There was a new cub at Bear Country School, a big oversized cub with hay in his fur and big baggy overalls with patches. His name was Milton Chubb. Milton with an O. He wore little round glasses and a little smile on his big round face. Wow, thought Brother, what a relief. Too Tall and his gang were looking at Milton the way A wolf looks at a plump chicken. Brother just knew they would tease the new cub. If they did, he thought, maybe, just maybe, they'll forget about teasing me. That's exactly what happened. They teased Milton on the soccer field when he kicked the ball into the wrong goal and scored for the other side. They teased him on the baseball field when he missed a fly ball. They teased him on the basketball court when he dribbled the ball off his foot. Hey, Milton, said Too Tall, what is your game? Is it tiddlywinks or hopscotch? Or that's when Brother Bear forgot about being happy that he wasn't the one being teased. He stuck up for the new cub. Too Tall, he said, why don't you leave him alone? He's not bothering you. Well, laddie-da, said Too Tall, but the principal's pet is sticking up for Massive Milton. Come on, Milton, said Brother. Let's get away from these teasers. Where do you live? On Farmer Ben's farm, he said. My mom and dad are Farmer Ben's new hired bears. Hey, said Brother. That means we're neighbors. I live in the big tree just down the road. That day after school, Brother and Sister Bear visited Milton on Farmer Ben's farm. Milton may not have known much about soccer, baseball, basketball, but he knew quite a bit about farming. He was very good at pitching hay. That's why he always had some in his fur. How long is this? Okay, we're only 70% of the way there.
It's fine. Keep going.
Keep going? Okay.
Yeah. This was $150.
He was such a good milker that he could squirt some milk right into the barn cat's mouth. And he knew how to feed a sugar cube to a horse without getting his fingers bitten. Milton, said Brother, you don't play soccer, baseball, or basketball. What is your game? Wrestling, said Milton. Wrestling? Said Sister. Oh, you mean wrestling. Just then, one of the Farmer Ben's pigs got out of the pig pen. Excuse me, said Milton. The pig never had a chance. Milton just sort of fell on him. Then he wrestled him back into the pen. Thought Brother. The next morning, the principal's special messenger took a message to the gym and gave it to the coach. But the message wasn't from the principal. Said the coach when he read it. When the Cubs came to gym class later that day, they were surprised to see that Milton was already there. He was dressed in wrestling tights, and the coach held several more pairs. Cubs, announced the coach, we are going to organize a wrestling team. Perhaps later we will join the Bear Country Interscholastic Wrestling League. Too Tall, you and the gang get into these tights. Let's see what you can do against Milton. Do you have a favorite hold, Milton? He asked while Too Tall and the gang got ready. Yes, said Milton. It's called the pancake. Ready? Wrestle, said the coach. Too Tall came to Milton fast and low, but it really didn't matter. Milton just sort of fell on him. Oof, said Too Tall. Milton made short work of the rest of the gang, too. There were 3 pancakes, followed by 3 oofs. Bear Country School joined the wrestling league. The team did pretty well, especially Milton, who won all his matches. Brother and Sister came to all the matches and led the cheering. Brother and Sister still agree about the important things in life, things like holidays, school, and potatoes. But now there's one more thing they agree about, teasing. They agree that it is still a part of life, but it really isn't a very good idea. And scene.
The end.
Wow. The end.
Also, by the way, this game is crazy, crazy difficult if you play it on hard mode. I've never beaten it. And also, it had like 30 testers, and the only way to get world record is relying on a 30% chance that the last level just doesn't load and the credits load instead. That's your game commentary for the day. And there's your game over screen. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.